Hello, hello.
Yes, you guys are. Go on.
Wonderful. Thanks both for being here tonight. We're so excited to be able to chat with you both. How does it feel to be honored tonight? You know, you have such amazing work, especially in the Hispanic community. What does it mean to you to be honored tonight?
I think the most important part is creating these fellowships and making sure that we begin and we continue to have a more inclusive theater. Woolly Mammoth has been doing that since its very beginning, so our support allows for the expansion of that inclusion model.
And with this new fellowship, what are some of the changes or advancements you're hoping to see come from it in the next few years?
Color. That the theater begins to look like the country. That in fact you have voices that are different, that you have people who represent all walks of life and all colors in America. That's what theater should be, and that's what we're trying to do.
How does it feel to see your dad be honored tonight?
It's really exciting. I mean, you know, my father is someone who really just sort of puts his energy where his mouth is in terms of now that this has happened, what else can we do? If there's a song I wrote that best exemplifies my dad, it's actually "What Else Can I Do" from Encanto. Okay, we accomplished that. What else do we have time to do? What else do we have the bandwidth to accomplish? And we've known Maria Goyanes, who runs Woolly Mammoth, since her days at the Public, and I know her even before that. And what she's done here in DC is so incredible, and we wanted to support that and continue to widen the doors for artists of color and technicians of color.
And why is this so important to you guys to give back, especially, seeing the success that you've had over the last decade? Why is this so important to you to give back, especially to, communities like we've talked about and like many of your articles that have been historically underrepresented?
Yeah, well, I started writing my first show in the Heights because I was scared. I loved musicals, but I didn't see folks that looked like me up on those Broadway stages. And so I started creating the kind of work I would want to be in. And, the wonderful side effect of the success of that show is more opportunities for actors of color. What is exciting about our partnership with Woolly Mammoth is expanding that to backstage, expanding that to not just the folks who are on the stage, but behind the stage and making the decisions in terms of what stories get told on that stage.
At the end of the day, the fact that Lin-Manuel has been able to open doors for so many people of color throughout the country, and if we could replicate some of that at Woolly Mammoth, we want to continue to do that.
Last question for both of you. What's your one word of advice for somebody who is underrepresented, who wants to pursue a career within the arts? What's your word of advice to them?
To continue to try, to never give up. Every time there is an opportunity, it may look small in the scope of life and the scope of things, but just go ahead and do it, because it's one more step towards success.
Yeah, there's a cliche sort of when it comes to writing that's write what you know, but I think the important addendum to that is write what's missing. What don't you see up on our stages? What stories aren't you hearing when you see the world reflected back at you? What are the stories only you can tell? That's your job as a dramatist and as a writer, and we look forward to helping support those stories.
Thank you
Great.
both so much.
Thanks.